Now,
You can look.
we're live. I'd like to welcome everybody to the January 24th meeting. First thing is we have to, hey, Jimmy, thank you. We need to replace 6A, take public utilities wastewater treatment contract off and replace it with 6A wastewater. We're replacing the wastewater with an insurance amendment. Okay, I guess I made the motion. And Keith seconded it.
And we'll all vote.
That being said, Chris, will you lead us in the pledge? Item number 4, Doug Anderson has asked to withdraw his zoning to C2. I got with him yesterday, and he asked for it to be withdrawn, so he doesn't want to do it anymore. Number 5A, public utility for that water line. Harsh, will you come present it to us?
All right, gentlemen, thank you for your time. Before you tonight, y'all have in your packets, and I made some, broke it down a little bit and give Jenny copies earlier today, and I think y'all got the breakdown where I broke down the bid that was received by the vet clinic to extend public water to the development on Webbs Creek Road. And I have talked with a few of the commissioners about this in length. This water line is a requirement because it's a commercial development to have fire service per our county code and fire code. And that's why I broke down the bid sheet that y'all originally received that was presented by Griffin Brothers to do the project. And I have it for the fire line as well as just for the water service line. On the fire line, the project includes 740 linear feet of 6-inch ductile pipe and all the mechanical joints and fire hydrants to complete the project. The construction cost is built in. As you look at the cost there, it's built into the materials. The cost for the fire service line alone is $62,884.41. As anybody calls, when somebody calls me here at the office asking about cost to install a water line these days, I tell them it's somewhere between $100, $150 a foot, depending on what you run into to install 6-8-inch water line, depending on the size. This here is a 6-inch line that's being proposed with 2 fire hydrants. The $62,884, that equates to $84.98 a foot, basically $85 a foot, which is about 15% less than what I would tell anybody if they call me asking what it costs to install a water line. With that being said, the Parada share that the county, because we was presented with this project to partner with a developer, and the county's share would be $31,442.21 for this part of the project. The remaining $21,508 would be totally on the development because it's a 2-inch line that does not provide fire service or any benefit to the county. Out of the $31,000 that the county would have invested in the project, We have talked today with the veterinary clinic on and found out how much water they're currently using at their facility down in Jackson County, and it's about 77,000 gallons a month. At the rates that we have here in Banks County, that 77,000 gallons equates to $603, give or take a few dollars, $600 a month in water bills. If you take $600 a month, that would take us about 5 years to recover our money on the project. But at the bottom of the sheet that Jenny gave y'all the addendum this morning, the developer would also be responsible for a 2-inch water meter, as they say they need for this development. Our cost for a 2-inch commercial water meter is $10,300. So in reality, the county's only got staking about $21,000 toward this project. With the amount of water that's being consumed on an annual basis, we'd be recovering our investment in about 3 years, give or take. And when you start talking about adding a $2 million development onto the digest here in the county that's had very little opposition, when, as everyone here knows, over the last 2 years, most commercial developments that's come before the commission or the planning commission, we've had a lot of pushback. We've had zero opposition to this development, and putting $2 million on the digest is a good thing for the county as a whole, and for I think the $21,000 investment that we would have would be a good investment for the county to help us maintain our ISO rating for fire service.
Appreciate it. I talked to the contractor today and asked him if he had got bids on this, and he told me the first 2 people he called never showed up, and they said they didn't have time to do it. So this bid we got was actually the 3rd person that they contacted, and the only one that gave them a bid on it. So I think somebody had asked about a bid on that.
You said that it was a ductile iron pipe. On this bid right here, this says 6-inch.
It's ductile iron, the MJ fittings, I'm sorry. It's PVC pipe.
Okay.
But the fittings, the MJ fittings, that's mechanical joint on there, is ductile iron fittings. The pipe, I'm sorry, the piping is C900 pipe per our code, but all the fittings are ductile iron MJ mechanical joints.
Now, Horace, have we ever before invested county money on private property like this for water?
As a full investment on a 6-inch line, the only time that it has been done, and this is going way back, but most of you would remember that because I was actually involved with it today. The line that we put in at the pottery back many years ago to serve the pottery for water and fire service was done completely at county expense. That is, to my knowledge, the only one that we, the county, has completely financed a development, a commercial development that I know of.
So this pipe, this will be run on private property.
It will be tied in on Webb's Creek onto the 12-inch main we have. The line will extend onto private property. As I mentioned to you today, it's the county's policy, and Aaron can speak of this, for the county to assume the responsibilities of a road, whether it be dirt or asphalt. It has to be 1/4 mile. And this is right on the money. If you do the math, it's 1,320 feet. I don't know if the county has intentions of assuming this drive as a road, a named road, but that possibility is there.
We'd need a 20-foot easement if we do this.
Yeah.
We'll have to have an easement.
Maintain this pipe.
Any pipes that's put in, it doesn't matter. And this past year, I've added probably a mile close to 5,000 feet this past year of line to our system that that homeowners has installed themselves at their expense. Anytime a line is installed, once it is installed and inspected by the county, it becomes the county's responsibility perpetually for life.
So this would be,
Once it's in and turned on to our specifications, it would be our responsibility. So yes, we would have to have, regardless of whether we assume responsibility of the drive, we would have to have a 20-foot easement for the maintenance of the water lines.
Now, what is our advantage of running it on their property versus running it on the right of way? The main is that they're paying 50% of it, roughly, right?
There's really, yes, that's correct. They are paying, well, they're paying about 70% because the smaller is all their portion. But there is not a way to get water. Our water line on 441 does not come up to that point. So the only place we have water that's available at that location is off Webb's Creek Road. And the building, the footprint, as you see it, has been poured for the building. It's some 1,300 feet down off of Webb's Creek Road. And we do not have water on 441 at that location. So we couldn't come directly off 441. The only option we have is Webb's Creek.
But the water line you got going down 441 on the other side, and it's not available to where we could tap onto it, correct?
Yes, and it's not even right there at that point up
If
441.
it was, how much would it cost to come under 441 with a drill?
If I drill under a boring, after I get permits, it's $350 a foot. And you got to be outside the DOT right of way, just as we done with the sewer line on 85. You've got a 330 feet. So doing math in public, I shouldn't be, but you're looking at $90,000 thereabouts, because 330 feet times $350.
Now, is the water line coming up running parallel with 441, or is it coming up on the back side of their property? Where's it coming in at?
The water line comes across 441 at the school board and goes up Webb's Creek Road and then up and turns up McCoy Bridge and comes back in the jail property and then back across to the building we're at. So we don't have water on 441 between here and there.
Whenever you do your tap on Webb's Creek, this line will run parallel with 441 on the
Yes, sir.
front side.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
That way, if we needed water down 441,
We would
Got a
have
line.
access.
We would have access to come off of this extension to run water down. The
164.
next place that we have water is actually at 164, and that's coming up and going out in front of Griffco, out that way to Webb's Creek.
did you not tell me yesterday that we could not loop this into that?
We
stop?
cannot loop it in, but they're saying if in the future we needed to extend. No, because I mean, you look at the property, you got James Lyle's property and several more between there and 164. What I think Bo just asked, if we ever needed to have a water line down 441, then we would not have to get the permits or drill under 441 from the state. We could run parallel to it at the county easement down to 164 if we ever needed to.
But James Lyle and the rest of the property owners would have to let us do that.
Right.
Give us an easement.
Correct.
Easement.
Yes, sir. They would have to grant us easements to do such thing.
Basically, my question is, what we're doing here is there's a development here, and we're paying to run their water line to their development, essentially, correct?
A portion of it, yes, sir.
Portion.
Okay.
Roughly 30%. But in turn, we're getting $2 million of capital investment on our tax base,
About 2.5 is what he
plus
told me.
Then
sales tax.
Sales tax annually
Sales
off of that.
taxes, he said, the one they've got in Commerce is a little over 90,000, around 90,000 or a little over, but they've got 7%, we've got 8% with the hotel, I
So
mean.
you're
with
looking at
the,
about
roads and
100,000 a
bridges.
year, even on that, on top of what's on the
So he's
digest.
estimating 100.
And so the school board would get about 70, we'd get about 30,000, which, like I say, that makes our recovery of our investment within 1 year.
Yeah.
Are they not gonna do this if we don't pay for the water line?
I don't know, I mean, they've done poured the footings, but everything, as you see, has stopped. Nothing has happened since they poured the footings for the building. And Stuart Smith had contacted me on the 17th of January, asking me about the possibility of them using a well on site. And I told him the only disadvantage to that, they would not have fire service, and that I didn't know how our code would allow a commercial, what it would allow for a commercial building to be constructed without fire service nearby.
The only other option would be to shut down completely 441 and pull off that main line, because it's like 12-inch line.
What would them pay for their own water bill, water line?
Do what?
Or would them pay for their own water line?
We would have to run the line from the other side of the road over to them.
That's $90,000.
Yeah, see, if we had to bore under 441 where the line is on the other side of 441, we'd have to get the water over there to them so they could hook on their property.
There's already water at the road, at Webb's Creek Road, correct?
At Webb's Creek Road,
But they're up,
Okay,
but you gotta go up and come back down, correct? When you go up Webb's and,
no, Webb's Creek
And come
turns
down.
off of 441, and we have a water line there.
we would have to run that line straight down 441 to get to them.
no,
No, it comes off, we're coming off of Webb's Creek Road.
Way up Creek Road.
there's water at the driveway.
When you go straight across the road at the school board, from the old highway, the road just changes names once you cross 441 to Webb's
Webb's
Creek,
Creek.
and that's where the development is.
Okay. And then we could just hook straight on to come on down to 164.
If,
If-
in future we had to or needed to, yes.
And I'm gonna just bring it up, it doesn't have, this could be a benefit for us in the county because for animal control. I have spoken with Dr. Phillips, and I think Charles has spoken with him also, and he's willing to make an agreement with us about handling a lot of our animal.
And I've
Situation.
heard that
Especially vicious
from,
animals.
And we could not afford to put animal control in Banks. We don't even have anywhere now to take the animals that we get. Nobody's accepting. So this would be a benefit to us as a county for them to accept
absolutely.
these.
I mean,
So-
I see several benefits. I mean,
And so,
$2 million on the tax digest, the future of a possible daycare in this same development, another $1 million. The sales tax that we would generate of around $100,000 a year, water revenue of approximately $7,000 a year. I think it'd be a great opportunity for the county and for having a nice development on that corner where it's been cleaned up now, and I think it'll look very good and complement the corridor up through there.
Where's the water meter gonna be? Is it gonna be at Webb's Creek? Or is it
No.
gonna be-
Yes,
It
Two
will
inch.
be at.
it'll be
Webb's-
at the end of the line.
Where their 2-inch starts.
It'll be at the end.
It'll be at the end of the 6-inch
6-inch
line where
line.
the 2-inch starts.
You've got there, it's got in that proposal, it's got the boxes and the saddles and stuff in the proposal, the last line item on either mine or Griffin's bid sheet, and that is where the meter will set, will be where the 2-inch line comes off the 6-inch fire line.
What kind of agreement has he virtually stated as far as helping us with the animals and all? 'Cause
Well, I think,
I'd like to know something like that.
yeah, well,
ahead
we
of
need to
time.
sit down with him and get it all. But he has mentioned to me in conversation and also to Charles that he would is willing to do that. And that's something that it would benefit the county.
Could we get that in writing?
Well, that's what we're
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
do. We're gonna have to sit down and get an agreement, and we'll get Randall to draw it up so that we would know what, everything, make sure it's correct, because we don't know how long he's gonna be in this world, or we're gonna be in this world, so we need to have it in
Need it
writing
in writing.
to make sure everything's done correctly.
Yes, sir.
Well, it would go with that
With
vet
that,
clinic.
that's right.
And not just necessarily a name, but with a
Yeah,
vet clinic.
yeah.
But at this point, I'm just asking the commission to put forth a motion to partner with this developer, and the county's portion of the project would be $31,442. And I really think it would behoove the county to partner with this developer in this project.
And they would be paying the 10,300 for the,
Meter.
yeah.
Thank y'all.
Thank you. Appreciate it, Horace. Anybody else got any questions, discussion?
You got anything, Chris?
I mean, I don't like to get into paying private developments, water lines. I'm not a fan of that. I don't know that I can justify that, but
Well, we're getting benefits from it.
possibly.
Yeah. Well, if we have an agreement with the clinic, then we're gonna get,
Do we need to get that agreement first?
well, I think we should
We can do
probably
it pending.
approve it with pending getting that agreement. I
We
wouldn't
gotta
do
get
it
the
without
easement too. I mean, we can't do anything without the 20-foot easement.
Yeah, and then we gotta get 20-foot easement and the agreement.
With that being said, I think it needs to be pending with the approval of the board's approval of
The agreement.
Agreement,
the agreement,
that'd be good.
that all parties agrees to it. Do you not agree with that, Chris?
Yeah,
If
Having
he's
it-
gonna offer a significant form of
Right.
animal control.
Right,
and-
yes.
We offer space to house it. We're getting that for control, we still have to work on that.
Okay.
We have a place.
Should we?
I mean, we
pay
can't turn,
police
we can't expect them though to turn into,
To the animal shelter.
to an animal shelter. I think it's more the vicious dogs that's, something's gotta be done, or
Or possibly a rabies dog.
rabies type
Rabid dog.
thing, or
let's see, we have nowhere.
a dog that's gotta be quarantined because of a biting or something.
Okay. All right. If we're gonna have that agreement, then I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
All right, I'll make a motion to proceed with a 20-foot easement and then an agreement with the vet clinic on helping us with animal control, with the
Board approval.
with the board approval of the agreement. I mean, even if, I think they need to draw up they need to draw up the 20-foot easement. But then we'll figure out, me and Danny will talk to Kenzie Phillips, one of the owners of it, and see what we can come up with, and then let Randall kind of put it together.
Make sure everything's legal.
I second it.
I made the motion, Bo seconded it. Any discussion? Bo?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Next up, Miss Tracy. Come on up.
Well, Commissioners, it's that time of year when I come and ask for approval to submit the RFP for FY '24 to Legacy Link for funding for the senior center.
Same thing we do every year.
Every year about this same time, actually.
Legacy, isn't it?
Yep.
Yep. I make a motion, we
Second.
approve it.
Got a motion by Bo, and who seconded that?
Danny.
Danny. Second by Danny. Any discussion? Hearing none, Danny?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, thank you so much.
That being said, I need a motion we gotta do the insurance here. Number 6A. It's basically taking employees from the waiting period of 60 days for an active employee down to 30 days. I think Arlene's talked to
Yeah.
all of y'all about that.
It's it's one for one and one for the other, it's separated.
Yeah, it was separated
And they
for
didn't do that.
department head and elected officials, and it was supposed to also be for the employees, and got messed up, but I need the authorization to sign.
Give chairman authorization to sign.
All right, I got a motion from Keith,
I'll second it.
got a second from Chris. Any discussion? Chris?
Aye.
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 Need a motion to
So
adjourn.
moved.
Bo? Who seconded that?
Yeah, I did.
Everybody.
Everybody? Keith?
Aye.
Aye.
Well, I went backwards.
We,
I
me,
went back.